Welcome to GitHub Learn. We're going to walk through a GitHub skills exercise today based on Copilot Spaces. It's called Democratize Tribal Knowledge with Copilot Spaces. We'll create a Copilot space. We'll also give it a brief description. We'll add some custom instructions to that Copilot space. And then we'll also dive into adding sources, both the program management docs that we'll be using, as well as an issue template. As we walk through, we'll go through several steps that'll show us how to create an issue with Copilot Spaces, as well as a pull request that we can have our coding agent work on for us. The other main part to emphasize here is that we are centralizing common documents and knowledge bases for our users and teammates. We'll show how this works throughout the exercise. In this GitHub skills exercise for Copilot Spaces, we'll set up a Copilot Space project management hub, summarize OctoAcme project management processes, create issues using Copilot Spaces, implement improvements to process documentation, and experience the full cycle of knowledge democratization, capture, analyze, improve, and share. We're going to go through this exercise, democratize tribal knowledge using Copilot Spaces, in the skills org. As you can see, these will be some of the bullet points and things we'll achieve by using Copilot Spaces. We'll right-click, open a new tab, and then we'll create this in our user handle. In this case, I'm using my own, and I'm going to make it public, and I'm going to create the repository. It'll take a couple seconds to create, and then we'll also wait takes about 20 seconds for the actions to run in the background to basically start the issue-based exercise for GitHub skills. As you can see, we're already ready to go. I'll click Go to Exercise and begin the steps. I'm going to create and prime my Copilot space. I'm going to stick with the GPT-4.1 model and use the GitHub coding agent tool whenever I'm requesting the coding agent to work on a pull request. I'll create my space and name it. Optionally, I can add a description, which I'll do now. Now we'll add some custom instructions which guides Copilot in accurate responses and boundaries of what my project entails. Now I'm going to add my repository, and I'm going to select the issue template in my repository, as well as all my project management process documents. You could add more repository or more sources such as text and other files, or images even. Now I'm going to copy and paste this prompt. I'm also going to specify my repository and ask it to create a README with all the links to my process docs. And just like that, it's used our issue template and created an issue to create a README and answered all of the questions in the template, including saying it was a new document. I can then open this issue and look at its contents. There was a last activity of the step, and now we'll see if we completed successfully, and we have. Now we're ready to continue on to step 2. We'll have Copilot create a nice 3 to 4 paragraph summary for us, as well as use our coding agent to create a pull request for us. I'll copy and paste the prompt that asks for a 3 to 4 paragraph summary of all our project management process documents. Copilot does a good job, and as you can see, I'm still sticking with GPT 4.1. Now I'm going to attach the issue, but before I do that, I should check to make sure I have the right issue that I want to attach. It is the README issue number 2, so I can copy and paste this into the conversation. I copy and paste that, and now I'll ask the coding agent to create a pull request to create the README file in the docs folder, as well as assigning the pull request to the issue and assigning me as a reviewer. I'll allow Copilot Coding Agent to work on this by clicking the Allow button. I will get an error, but this is expected at the current time. This is a bug that is known and will be fixed. But even with that error, the coding agent has started to work on our request. It has added us as an assignee along with it so we can review. We can also click the View Session button and open that up to see the work that the coding agent is doing for us. Even with that error, I can continue on, and I can see in my issue that the pull request has been attached to it. I'll reload and I'll make myself the reviewer on this pull request. I'll keep tabs on the coding agent to see the progress that it's made. It should take between 5 to 15 minutes to complete depending on what the task is. As you can see that the coding agent finished creating a README doc in the docs folder with all the links to all my project management process documents. At this point, I can leave my review because I'm happy with it. I'll say, looks good to me, and I'll submit the review. I'll say ready to review, and I'll merge the pull request. Keep in mind that you can iterate with the coding agent as much as you'd like. As you can see in the issue, the pull request has been merged and closed. And now we've passed step 2. Now we've successfully completed step 2, we can get into step 3 where we'll create a new issue and attach our issue template. We're going to be asking GitHub Copilot in our Copilot Space to give us more information about potential personas and roles that we may want to add to the project management process. As I come down, I will also use the attach issue template in my prompt, and I've already attached it. And now GitHub Copilot will go off and create this issue using our template, and also, as I indicated, use the OctoAcme roles and personas markdown file as the file that needs to be updated. It may also update other files when we get to the pull request part of this. We'll create the issue, and as you can see, it's issue number 4. So when you're going through this and you're copying and pasting an issue, make sure you look at the current issues you have listed and you pick the right one that you're going to copy and paste to create the pull request. So if I look at my issues, I know it's issue 4. I've copied that. And now I'm going to go and just double check that my issues are correct. And that is the one to add personas. So I'll go back again, and then I'll copy and paste that in my conversation with Copilot Spaces. Now I'm going to also copy and paste this prompt, which says to look through all the documents, handle our issue, assign the pull request to that specific issue, and then also add myself as a reviewer. As you can see, I get that error again, even though I allowed it to work on the pull request, and that is to be expected. It is a known error that exists today. At some point that will be patched and you will get some feedback there in the Copilot space. But you'll know that it's been created by going to your pull request lists, and you can see that it's a work in progress and the coding agent is working on it. Now we'll wait for the coding agent to finish working on our pull requests, and you can see that it's updated and maybe created more files than what we originally started with. We'll add our review. We can look through all of the files that have been created or added to and decide if it's where we want to be, or we can also ask the coding agent to work on it further and iterate more times. I'm happy with it. I'll say, looks good to me, and I'll approve it. I'll also say that it's ready to merge. And if you wanted to look at all the view session of what Copilot Coding Agent is doing, you can do that as well by clicking View Session. I'm happy with it, and I'll merge it. Our pull request is closed. We also see that our pull requests are attached to their issues. We'll close this issue since it's already been handled. At some point, Copilot Spaces and Copilot will automatically handle that for us. We've completed those steps, and now we can see if we've completed the entire GitHub Skills exercises for Copilot Spaces. We have, and there's a nice review that tells us what we've achieved in this GitHub Skills exercise.